are going for a whole hour. Straight dog talk and the song. Jump on in and speculate. Show up on time, don't be weak and late. We are community, so don't hate. And learn to cooperate. Yeah, hit that like button and do your thing. 5 membership will get you in. So let's talk dogs and don't waste no time. Monday 7 p.c.s.t. Don't come doing the HATE. Otherwise Hollywood will give you the BYE. Here we go, kill the whistle. Oh yeah, we are going for a whole hour. Straight dog talk and the song. Jump on in and speculate. Show up on time, don't be weak and late. We are community, so don't hate. And learn to cooperate. Hit that like button and do your thing. 5 membership will get you in. So let's talk dogs and don't waste no time. Monday 7 p.c.s.t. Don't come doing the HATE. Otherwise Hollywood will give you the BYE.
The BYE. What is going on, guys? Friday night bully talk, man. You know, we've been doing this. It hasn't been official that I'm going to be doing it every Friday, but I've been doing it every Friday just about. We're going to be talking tonight about, amongst other things, of course, is when is it too cold for your dogs? You know, it's just that time when it's just getting way too cold out here. And, you know, some of y'all be leaving your dogs out, man. And we definitely need to make a conscious effort to get you guys to bring them in. Real quick, man, R2R Bullies. R2R Bullies, man. Let me.
Pues claro que sí, cabrón.
Pues claro que sí, cabrón. We do this. We've been doing it every Friday at 7 p. It's usually either 7 p or 8, man. CST, meaning Central Standard Time. Nothing but love, R2R. We do go on Mondays at 7 p. CST. And we will answer all member questions. So now you got that little symbol by your name. Therefore, we're going to answer your questions before we get off this live. Also, if you want to join us for as little as $5 a month, you can become a member just like R2R just did. Just go down to the link below and find the membership link and become a member, man. K-Man says he's watching his band dogs being born, man. Rob Finn sending love to everybody, man. Thank you, Reyes. Number love, man. Number love. I appreciate you, man. We're here. Greetings. All right. He got a blue one so far. All right, man. Pay attention to the pups, man. You can hear me in the background. Casino Bullies. What's up, big dog? Number love, man. Ghost Dog Kennel. Salute, Bully fam. We got Reyes welcoming R2R. Billy Watton. Aloha Friday. QBN Bully fam. For those that don't know this, a lot of you might not know this, but I was stationed in Hawaii 5 years. This is why I know this. At least for us on base, right? Aloha Fridays, there's one Friday every single month that everybody just has it off. You don't go to work that Friday. So I don't know if that holds true for the rest of the state, but I can tell you militarily it does. Mark Whitehead, man, number love. Saludos, Raul from New Mexico, R2R. Appreciate you, man. Thank you. Maurice Humboldt saying good evening. We got Modo Bullies. Raul the man. Appreciate you, man. Hollywood dropping some love, man. Appreciate you, Hollywood. He's letting you know if you want to become a member, you can go down here, and pretty much we have that link below in descriptions. Sid1026 says good evening. And, of course, Adam Fields, he loves saying Hollywood. So let me ask you guys this, man. For the American Bully breed, or let's just say any other short code breed out there, how cold do you think how cold do you think they can withstand? Meaning, how far can they go before you literally have to have climate control, whether it be with a warming light or, having AC unit or, some sort of other heating. How cold do you think they can go? Let me know. Go ahead and drop it down in the comments. Look at this, Teray Thompson, man. I haven't seen you in a while, man. Welcome on board. Reyes says, how cold does it get for you in Texas, Raul? Well, Reyes, since you're asking, I can tell you it could get pretty darn cold, man. At least for me, anyways. I believe tonight is going to drop down all the way to 29. So that's, that can definitely be considered cold, I think. Dogas 72 says that's the high Shabbat, my G, one Friday a month. History has it marked on the full moon. Ah, okay. The new month. Okay, man. Educating me over here. We got Kahiki Sakata. Glad to see Hawaiians in the house. Shaka, brother. Yeah. We got Coach Karen saying good evening to everybody. Million Man Miles says 85 degree. Come on, man. They can definitely. 85 is the top number. That's how hot it could be before you got to make accommodations. I give you that, Million Man. I'm talking about how cold can you go? Sid 1026 says 50 degree. Believe it or not, the number on our dogs is 55 degree. If they're going to be exposed to that type of weather for an hour or more, then if it's below 55 degree, you should have accommodations for them to where you could give them climate control. G-Line says, what up? Caveman, they can go all through winter with a plywood box and straw. Should they? Yeah, absolutely they shouldn't. But I will say this, Caveman, because a couple years back, I visited a guy that was breeding real close by. He was like, hey, man, I want you to come check out my place, this, that. So I went over there. Now, he didn't have the dogs in a wooden box. He had them not in a carton box, but in a wooden box. He literally made a wooden box. On top of the box, he had a hole where the red lamp that heats would come in. And on the bottom, it had straw. And the dog, even if he stood on the 2 feet, he couldn't reach there. Literally, when you put your hand in there, there was, I want to guess, a 35 to 30 degree shift in weather. And that's fair. That's fair. I know we all want to have, we want to see the dogs. But trust me, he didn't have straw. He had wood shavings. And the reason he had the pine wood shavings is because that oil in the pine is resistant to mold. Because hay or straw has a tendency to get moldy if the dog, gets his feet wet or whatnot. So all I'm saying is, as long as you can keep the dog above 55 degree, you're good. So think about it. Let's say tonight is gonna come down to say 30 degree where I'm at, just to use round numbers. And you were to do this thing that I told you, it's a box, literally a box with a lamp that actually goes like right in it, and the dog's able to get in and out. If you add 35 degrees to that, it's 65 degree in there. That's perfectly fine for a dog. I don't care how cold it is outside. In there, in his environment, is going to be warm enough. Fredia says, hello, Bully fam. Trying to stay warm in Alabama. Too cold for me. I seen some of them snow pictures. Tavio Burton says about 50 degrees. That's when I'm too cold. Laugh out loud. Tavio, you must be from the South like me, man. Sid 1026. After 50, they definitely need some sort of heat source or insulation. I believe where I read this information is said 55 degrees if more than an hour of exposure, right? So just keep that in mind. What's good, fam? Dominic Rome, number love. Adam Fields, 33 in Central Alabama with snow still on the ground. There you go. Million Man Miles says maybe 60. No, they could actually tolerate a little bit more than that. I like where you're going with it, but they can definitely tolerate a little bit more than that. Teray says whatever makes them shiver. Yeah, by the time they are shivering because it's cold outside, it's because I don't want to say it's too late, but it's almost as if though they've gone too far, right? Um, for those that don't know, shivering is the body's automatic response to try and warm itself. Okay. And you know, when you shiver, you might not realize it, but your muscles are actually contracting slightly, not full-blown contractions, but just enough to be able to warm you up. Hollywood says I'd say 60. I'll be worried under that, and above or over 85 in the south for sure. We just have different types of weather. Yeah, you got it, man. What's up, Mike? Number love, man. I'm gonna go ahead and drop the link, right? So if you want to jump on here, you're more than welcome to. And that goes for lottie dottie everybody, but definitely for my guy Mike Higginson as well. So the link is being dropped right now. Teray says, if it's chilly to you, the human, is probably cold to the dog. I don't know about that. Only because we don't have the amount of fur they have, right? However, they're under, you know, the underneath, they're pretty much exposed. Coach Karen says, great question, Raul. It honestly would depend on the breed. My pit needs it, at 60-ish, but my Shetweiler is good at above 50. Yeah, bedding is, and wind block is huge. Yeah, definitely. The wind chill factor could definitely change everything, man. I think it was today, it was 41 degree, and I couldn't tell you what the wind chill factor was, but it felt colder than it did several days ago when we were in the 30s, hands down. K-Man says, mine are all in the house, by the way. Good stuff, man. Sally Adams, evening all. It's wet and cold in Alabama. Yes. My guy, we got Miss Frady Estravia over there. My guy, Adam Fields, as well, freezing. EBKC says, but the pine shavings have to be cured. Otherwise, fresh pine shavings are toxic. Yes or no? They would be toxic, I would think. Look, EBKC, you're bringing up a good point, and we're going to go ahead and investigate it in just a moment. But let me just tell you what I think before we investigate, right? Otherwise, it'd be too easy for me to just find the answer and say, oh, there it is, right? So I would think it wouldn't be toxic. Only because, first of all, the dog's not eating it. It wouldn't be toxic. In addition, if it was toxic, they wouldn't sell the wood shavings for dogs. So that's just my guess. Since I am not sure, let me go in and bring it up. Are pine wood shavings toxic for dogs? Let's go ahead and let me go ahead and bring that up. Sorry, I thought I was sharing the screen. Let me share it right now. All right, so let's find the answer together, man. And look, just so you see, are pine wood shavings toxic for dogs? While not considered outright toxic to dogs, pine wood shavings are generally not recommended for use as dog bedding due to potential health concerns. You may have a point, particularly related to respiratory irritation. Good point. Caused by the volatile organic compounds released from the wood, which can be especially problematic for dogs with sensitive airways. Therefore, it's best to avoid using them as bedding for your dog. You know, what's crazy is I was using it as bedding for my dogs for that very reason, that the oil inside of it is resistant to mold. It says here, key points, potential irritants. The main concern is the release of aromatic compounds from pine wood, which can irritate a dog's respiratory system. Ingestion. If a dog ingests significant amount of pine shavings, it could cause gastrointestinal upset due to wood fibers. And then better alternatives, opt for dog-specific bedding materials. All right. So hey, I'm glad you brought it up, EBKC. I've never said I'm the sole owner of the truth. And if I don't know something, we're going to find out together, man. So I appreciate you bringing that up. So, guys, now you know, pine wood shavings should not be used exclusively for bedding, especially if you have a dog that has issues with irritation in the airways. More likely than not, I would say older dogs or dogs with that type of allergy. Rob Finn says, I'm in the north of Texas and I got my pit bulls inside. You got to, bro. Christina Higginson, hello, QBN family. How you doing, Miss Higginson? Thank you for stopping by. Cayman says shivering is hypothermia. Correct. It's the first sign of it. It's not, you're not at the point where you're about you could definitely be shivering and be at the point where you're about to die, but first signs of shivering, it usually isn't. Sid1026 says, so how did you prep for your kennel for the 20-degree weather? Curious because our winters in the Northeast are longer. Good question, Sid1026. So here's the thing. We have a split unit inside of where our dogs are able to go in. And I got like the super beefed up split unit. So when I put it on there, it blows good heat. But that's not enough. We actually have fans inside on either side of this split unit in the middle. And they're, pushing, their job is to push that warmer air to both sides. Otherwise, it kind of gets stuck in the middle. In addition to that, we have red lamps outside. And the reason I started putting red lamps outside is not for my dogs to sleep outside. It's just I have several dogs that don't want to sleep inside for whatever reason. One of them being sunshine. So you can imagine at 20-degree weather, I'm not going to let this girl just sleep outside with nothing warming her. So we have red lamp. That's what we have for the outside. All right, we got Michael Higginson in the back. Mike, give me a thumbs up when you're ready to come on, man. Miss Christina says we have a foot of snow here at the creek in Arkansas. I seen that. I saw Michael Higginson get smacked with a snowball. That was pretty funny. Coach Karen says snow is actually a great insulator if it's surrounding the enclosure. Absolutely. Let me go ahead and bring on Money Mike. Hold on, Mike. I got to set a background before I bring you in, man. Hold on a second, man. Okay, now we're set. I can bring you in now. What's up, man?
What's up, buddy?
Hey, I could barely see your face. Is there any way you could set a lamp or something?
Yeah. Let me get a light right here.
I'll bring you right back, man. Just give me a thumbs up whenever you're ready. All right. So let me get through these comments while we're waiting for him here in a second. And yeah, Coach, you're absolutely right. It's a good insulator. And actually, if you have snow above where the dog is lying, it actually helps because the wind, it doesn't let the wind hit the dog. Okay, all right, I'll bring you in here in a second. Dogas72 says in the UK it's been -3, the lowest. My boy can't wait to get back inside when he goes out. All right, good deal. There you go, man. There you go.
Hey, look, it's no good down here.
I seen that, man. You all right, bro? Did you recover from the way you got slapped by that snowball?
Oh, man, barely, man. Literally,
that was pretty funny, man.
Right.
That was pretty funny. She got you good. Dion Ammons, I hope I said it right, says, salute, Bully fam from Alabama. Elevated boxes with straw is a must. There you go. And definitely. So here's the thing. Elevated box. So you would think, okay, yeah, it makes sense because the ground is cold. But if you got wind going above and below, it's kind of like the same concept. Like, you ever been driving on the highway and it says the bridge ices before the road will? The reason it ices is because you got, you have that cold below and above. Now, obviously, there is a component of water evaporating. Obviously, that might make the difference, I guess. I just answered my own question. Kyle says, yeah, dogs definitely can take more mine, act like 40 ain't nothing, and want to play around when I let them out. Well, I dropped a short today, and I explained that cold weather is a lot like pain. You ever heard that everybody has different pain thresholds? I didn't believe this stuff until I became a nurse, and man, I seen grown men pretty much pass out at the sight of a 22 gauge needle, right? Not even getting stuck with it. And I've seen ladies, put out a big fat 12-pound baby coming out. It just unbelievably the pain threshold that y'all got that y'all have in comparison to men. But my whole point is there are different pain thresholds. So you could have a dog, for example, that'll run out in 17-degree weather and jump in snow and have a ball. And you could have another one that's freezing his butt off at 50-degree. It's just, I guess it's how they interpret it or how their body's made, man. Just keep in mind also wind chill, also how much body fat, and also how much activity they're doing. Because obviously if the dog is constantly running, that will help keep the dog warm. RTR says, I built my dog's frame dog houses like that with insulation, a heated lamp, straw, and a doggy sort of flap to keep the cold wind out. Yeah. That's another issue. I don't know. Raise your hand or drop a comment if you have the same issue I'm about to talk about. We had doggy doors initially inside of all the enclosures. All of our dogs destroyed the doggy doors. So we had to end up putting a metal door, which no matter how close you put it, there's a slight little crack where I'm sure, some of that warm air that's being produced inside by the split unit is being able to get out. But we have to do it that way. Otherwise, they just tear it up. You have any of them issues, Mike, with your dogs tearing up doggy doors?
No, no, I haven't, but I've been down this rabbit hole trying to figure out what would be the best thing. They have remote timers on some of these doggy doors, and I think that's very neat. But it depends on how cold it's going to be. But you can either hit it with the remote control, or you can set it to like 6 a.m., 6 p.m. and then, so the dogs, they learn like it's about to open, and then this is my chance to go in. You know what I mean? And it opens for however long, and then it stays shut till the next morning, and then it opens again or
I
whatever.
would think that's phenomenal if you get them as pups and you kind of teach them how to do this.
Right.
I think as adults, man, you're going to have a real hard time.
Yeah, it would be hard.
Because that happened to me. We didn't have these doggy doors 2 years ago. Once we put them in there, first the dogs didn't want to go in, and they finally got the hang of it. We're putting treats every day inside just to get them to go in and out, go in and out. I can tell you one of the dogs that never trusted the doggy door was my boy 305. If I ever did a timer where he wanted to come out and the door wouldn't open, I doubt I could ever get him to go back in again. Now, as a puppy, that's a whole different story. As a puppy, they definitely would get used to it, man. Do you use pine shavings? Well, Mike, I think you keep all your dogs inside, correct?
Yes, I do. But I have looked into it. I try to look into everything, whether it applies to my scenario now, because it may apply to me later.
Right.
And I found just what you said, that it does cut down on some other things, but I actually, in researching it, seen the same thing, that generally they don't eat it, but if they get bored and they're sitting around in there and they wind up getting a taste for
Yep.
it,
They're going to get it.
Could be a problem, but
They're going to get it.
What would be the best thing that would hold temperature good besides wood chips? Because if it's the wrong thing, they'll eat it. And you don't want anything to hold bacteria.
Well, I can tell you this. Straw does a very good job in warming.
Mm-hmm.
The problem I found with straw is the moment that dog walks out there and somehow wets their feet and they come in and they put it on straw, you have a problem. Now, you got to keep in mind, one of the things about straw and why it keeps itself warm is because of it's got metabolism. It's metabolizing all the time. So it does give that warmth. But the water on them bacterias that are metabolizing, it's just not a good situation, bro.
I know I get it from my chickens too. And I noticed that a lot of our infestations of like different types of little bugs come with the straw sometimes. So usually I have to spray them after I put new straw down for all of them.
Yeah.
So
I stay with,
I wonder.
yeah, I learned my lesson, bro. I made the mistake the first winter. I put straw bedding in each one of these kennels, man, and it was a major issue. So
Mhm.
now what I decided to do is what we're actually doing is we're putting blankets, just old blankets that we have. We put them in there for each dog, and they get taken out every single morning. And they get washed and
That's
brought
what I
back
was
out.
fixing to say. And I'm going to tell you a little bit thing I've learned about dealing with blankets and dogs. If they don't have like the little shiny trimming edge that some blankets have, if they're
Yes,
just a straight wool blanket,
yes,
they don't chew at it much. But I recommend having it down in there when the dogs go in and not putting it in there afterwards, and
yeah.
also giving them something to chew and play with in there besides the blanket.
Yeah, you're right, man. That's the other issue now I'm having is that I have two dogs so far that no matter what blankie I'm putting up in there, they're tearing it up. And
Yeah.
so, and I know because we have a camera where I'm able to see inside who's doing it. We did that on purpose. And yeah, I'm open for ideas, guys.
I tell you,
Something
just off
else.
the top of my head,
What?
you know that stuff you can get from the vet. I imagine you don't have to get it from the vet, but I forget the name of it. But it's something that leaves a bitter taste in their mouth. They don't like it. It's for like
Oh,
hot
that you
spots, and
spray on there?
you could probably even it's for really for hot spots and stuff. But you could spray it on that
Right.
blanket. I bet they wouldn't touch it.
That's, you know what? I'm gonna have to try something, man, because I don't want them sleeping. What they have in there when they go inside is nothing more than cement flooring. So that cement is bringing in all that cold. So the good thing is, like right now, I'm looking at the temperature in there, and right now the temp in there is 71 degree. So that's great. That's phenomenal. But when they're tearing up the blanket, and you go there in the morning and the blanket's no longer inside, they brought it outside and they filled it with poop and whatnot, and you're like, oh man, what am I gonna do?
Mhm.
So yeah, I might have to get some of that spray and try it out. EBKC says the ones they sell for bedding have all been preheated, pre-treated, and cured. Okay, so he's talking about pine shavings that have been cured. But sometimes the city will offer shavings. Those shavings have not been baked and cured and are only good for your garden. Ah, okay, got you. Thank you for that. We got PB Aquatics. Thank you, man. Tuning in from Florida. Become a member, says Hollywood. All you got to do is go down to the description below, click on that $5 membership, and we're going to answer your questions before we get off the live.
You know, Raul, I wonder if you could put on those particular dogs that are having a problem chewing up the blanket. I wonder if you could put something on the dog. You know, they make those little Carhartt, like one piece little. You know, it goes on them kind of like a harness does, but it's like a coat. Have you seen
Bro,
those? It tracks.
you know
Yeah.
what? I don't know. Look, man, you know what it is? Yeah, it could be I'm getting old, man. It's got to be. That's a phenomenal idea. I don't know why I never thought of that. That's just phenomenal idea. Just get a little like a little overall thing where on the inside it's got something, just keep them
Tractor
warm enough.
Supply has some that are really cool looking, man, that are
Really?
actually made by Carhartt. And
Okay.
it looks like something you would put on a hunting dog or something. It's got a collar, comes all the way down the back, and it's got one strap under the belly, and it's just like a look like you would put on the back of a horse. You know, like the blankets they
Right.
put on. Yeah, I
I
bet
gotta
you could.
look at. I definitely got to look into that. Thank you for bringing it up, man. I don't know why I didn't even think of it. That's an excellent idea. That's why we got this platform, man. I'm not the soul owner of the truth. I like talking things out because you're able to get ideas from every different which way. Shay Tree says, Money Mike, sup, fams? Raul, respect QBN. But then she says, Go Bucks. No,
Yeah,
no, Miss
yeah,
Shade
you
Tree.
lost me
No,
there,
Miss
Shay
Shade
Tree.
Tree. No, Miss Shade Tree. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
No, they got a good
Malachi's
shot at it.
Yeah, they do. Malachi says, have you noticed any allergies during the winters? My boy tends to have more sensitive skin in the winter. The answer is yes. And I'm going to tell you guys something that I was actually looking up. So better yet, let me go ahead and bring the screen. And this way, you know, it's not me just speaking out my head, right? This is actually information we can all look up together. So what we're going to look up here is can dogs become deficient of certain nutrients or vitamins during winter? I already know the answer, but I want you guys to see how legit it is. And it says, yes, dogs can become deficient in certain nutrients or vitamins, especially okay, so now it's talking about the diet. But I had read somewhere, let me see if it comes up here. Yeah, here you go. Okay, so let's talk about vitamin D deficiency and how you would see it. But I had written a question, I guess, differently, and I got a little bit of a different answer. You're going to have to trust me in what I'm going to say, and if not, research it yourself. And they're saying that because of the limited amount of sunlight, dogs can have vitamin D deficiency during the winter. This is huge.
It makes sense.
Vitamin D is used for so many different functions, including heart.
Especially for your females, right?
Yeah, and especially for your females that, you know, not having a supplement that's going to give you vitamin D is definitely going to be a problem. And the way we go about it, if you go over there where Mike's at, you're going to see there's a green bottle and a blue bottle. Green bottle's New Vet, New Vet Plus, and the blue bottle it says New Joint Plus. I haven't changed that little diagram. You should get the New Joint DS. DS is for double strength. Ordering code is 513237, and you get 13% off with auto ship. All you got to do is go down to the description below, and you'll find the link there. And you're going to be getting, look, don't take my word for it. You can see it right here. Vitamin A, E, C. You're getting phosphorus, potassium, zinc, calcium, selenium, right? And then over here, right, you're getting glucosamine, chondroitin, MSM, vitamin C.
I've been using that. I've been using both of those on all my dogs for about 2 years. And I'm gonna tell you right now, it not only has it made a difference with them in the way that they act, but
Right.
they actually love taking it. You know, it's helped with their energy level. My dogs never get sick. You know, I feel like a balance. You know, it's one of those things where, like, if you don't have it, then you start having problems. But when you have a balanced nutrition, then it's like you don't know if it's working or not because nothing's going wrong. So
Nothing's working. Right. One thing that you will also find a deficiency in wintertime, and it's what I wanted to show you guys, is something that this brings too much of, or plenty of, better yet, is zinc. So it does bring calcium, selenium, phosphorus, potassium, but zinc is what's key. Because believe it or not, even when humans ingest zinc in the right amounts, what happens is when you have zinc in your blood, zinc makes the environment not suitable for bacteria or viruses. So it doesn't kill them. It just makes it kind of not suitable for them. Yeah, it's not suitable for them. So this is one of the reasons why whenever you're sick or, you know, we got some other virus going around like COVID or whatever, they tell you, you know, make sure you're taking in plenty of zinc.
Zinc also helps the dogs develop a bone density too, right?
It does help. It sends a signal. It sends a signal to the genes saying like, hey man, we got enough minerals to make it happen. Let's start. Yeah. Absolutely. It turns on. Many switches. Drippy says, "What's up, QBNK family? Number love, man. Appreciate you." Caveman says his skin is being freeze dried. Literally, it is. Stay Fresh says, "I'm so glad I have house dogs with all the snow that we've gotten here in Kansas." Man, I was just in Kansas. Was it last weekend? No, it was the weekend before. Yeah, it was last weekend.
Yeah, last weekend.
Yeah, man. I got out of there right before all hell broke loose. Colin, man, if you want to order New Vet, right? New Vet, New Joint DS, same bottles Mike has over there next to him. Make sure to go to newvet.com and /513237. You're going to need an ordering code to order regardless. And if you do auto ship together, you're going to get an additional 13% off. Coach Karen says the straw depth will actually insulate between the ground and rise. This is correct. Mm-hmm. Unfortunately, I will tell you, well, I spoke on the feet being wet, but all that water obviously comes down because of the gravity and the bacteria. I mean, it was just a disaster. I had to get rid of the whole thing.
I've got a something. It's funny how different all dogs are, really. I've got a Great Pyrenees outside. He guards my livestock and stuff out there, and
right,
really cool dog. But and there's such a beautiful breed. He, like, you try to tell, like, we felt bad. He was getting cold. Like, oh, maybe he needs to come inside one year. We tried to bring him in. He was in here panting, and like, just reminded of how different the breeds are. But he'll go out there and lay down flat in the snow and burn a hole in it. You know what I mean? Just melt a spot away in the snow, just laying down in it. Like
well, they got a lot of hair too, don't they? They got like a good inch and a half worth of hair.
Yeah, they're about like a sheep dog or a shepherd or something. Kind of long hair.
Okay. Yeah,
he loves the cold.
Yeah, they're definitely going to be able to tolerate. Shade Tree says she loves Fridays. Hello, all. How about walks at these temps at 28 degrees? Cisco, the PR. Well, I'll tell you this. Today, for example, I had my dogs out back. It was 43 degrees, not 28. But had it been 28, I still would have brought them out back so they could pee, poop, get a little exercise. Again, we're talking about no more than 10, 12 minutes and then back inside. That's what I do. How long do you keep your dogs out if it's 28 degree out, Mike?
I can usually tell because I have in-house dogs. I can tell kind of by how they act, when they've had just about enough cold. But Pressure, man, he's a beast. I had to go get him and bring him in. Like he wants to play and play and play. Yeah, well, it doesn't seem to bother him one bit at all. I just have to kind of when his little chin and his nose start getting a little red and his feet are getting red. I see him running. Right. I'll notice his feet are getting a little pink.
Yeah.
And I'm like, all right, that's enough, bud.
You ever had a dog have frostbite? I've heard if somebody's ever had a dog have frostbite, please write. Keep in mind, man, I've always lived my life down south. And so I guess it's never been that cold to get to that point.
I will tell you, I have, I let him get his fill, not this time, but the last time.
Right.
It snowed last year. And, he came in, he's out there probably, I don't know, 20, 30 minutes. And when he came in, he was whimpering, whining, and patting his feet on the ground and kind of messing with his feet, licking at him and bite. And it's like when your hands get real cold and then you come inside and it's warm and they hurt.
Yes.
I could tell that's what it was. But that's not quite frostbite, but I could tell it, was enough to aggravate him a little bit. So
most definitely.
So that would tell me that they can get it pretty easy if it's cold enough.
I would definitely think, but here's what's crazy. I've seen dogs running on snow, American Bullies. People drop videos all the time. They're running on the snow. And, I would like to know, like, how long do they need to be on the snow before it starts becoming detrimental to their feet?
I guess they get acclimated to it, right?
I don't know, man.
My Great Pyrenees.
I want to say it seems
24 hours.
I want to say it seems that way, but the minute I say that, I could be wrong. I just
Yeah.
don't know. I don't deal with snow like you guys do on a yearly basis. We had snow here one time about 5 years ago. We did have it for 3 days. I would let the dogs out to go run. Um, One of my dogs at the time, he actually got a piece of straw that went into one of the pads on his foot. So once the snow melted away and everything, his foot became completely swollen. We had to go in and get that thing pulled out. So I learned my lesson. If we got snow on the ground, we ain't going nowhere, guys. We're going to chill, maybe in the little yard area, in the little kennel area we got, but we're not going to go out back where the sticks could get so frozen that they become like needles, or, even hay can become like needles going through your paw. Reyes is asking, do you have a picture of the metal door flaps to show everyone? I do not at this time, Reyes. Listen, I'm going to do my darnest to try and remember and take a picture of it and show it to you guys. But I'm going to tell you guys, my wife and I, we cut them ourselves. And it's just it's just a piece of metal. That's all it is, man, with the hinges on there. Literally, that's all it is. Ronnie F says, just noticed you guys are live. What's up, Ronnie F? Thanks for joining us. Justin Dancing Hawk, what's going on, brother? What's up, guys? Sending love from balmy Prentice, Wisconsin. Baja, 21 degrees Fahrenheit up here with mild snow. There you go, man.
I want to do something for this guy, and I'll get with you about it later, Raul. This is a friend of mine, and I told him if he ever made it down here to the live, I'd get him a month of free membership.
Watch out now.
Bring him into the QBN family, man. He's a great guy. Got a beautiful little old English bulldog there, and he's a big fan of our stuff. So I wanted to do that for him.
All right, good stuff. Yeah, Dancing Hawk, I've been seeing you recently, man. Nothing but love. I appreciate you. For those of you that don't know, we see everything, man. Whether it's here when we're live and seeing who's messaging, whether we're on just social media, different platforms, doesn't matter. Adam Field says, our dogs are trying to steal the heating pad from mom. Ha, ha, ha. There you go. Cedar wood soaked in neem oil, carrier oil for neem fractionated coconut oil. Okay, so I guess Shade Tree does it a little different there. Christopher Holiday, what's up, man? Number love, appreciate you. Cedar wood chips is another option. Okay.
I agree with you on the wood chips though. Anything same as that and straw. I'm not saying to the people that are using it that it doesn't work, right? But anything that'll hold moisture is a risk, man. Really,
it's a problem. It's a problem unless you could find a way to dry their feet. So here's what's crazy. We have some dogs that come here in the house, and man, it's been raining. Yesterday it was pouring here almost the whole day, and so I went ahead and I bought this rug. It says welcome, right? But it's about 9 feet long. And so I literally have the rug facing the door and 9 feet out from the door. It's kind of like one of them red carpets, So it's about 9 feet long. And so the dogs are having to step through all that, whether they like it or not. And the idea is to kind of dry their feet as best as possible. Caveman is asking, sulfidine. Wait, my bad. Let me go back. Can you use Aspen bedding, or is Aspen bad for dogs? Let's find out, man. Let's go here and let's find out. Is Aspen bedding good for dogs? You see, some of the stuff I just never use, so I can't sit here and just. Yes, aspen bedding is generally considered safe for dogs as it is a natural wood product with no harmful oils or chemicals, making it a safer alternative to cedar or pine. Listen to that, which can be irritating to a dog's respiratory system. However, it is important to monitor your dog to ensure they don't ingest large quantities of the bedding and to always choose a high-quality, dust-free Aspen product. So there's
While we're doing it like this, let's put in there, Raul. Let's ask and see
right.
what is the safest and best bedding for outside dogs.
All right. Let's see. Yeah, now they're gonna try to sell you something.
Probably, yeah.
Hay might seem like the natural choice for kennel bedding, but it can actually lead to flea infestations,
Yeah,
parasites, and certain types of mange.
that's what I was talking about. Yeah.
Yeah, a better choice is pine or cedar. Yeah, it's not really. Then it's trying to sell you something, man.
Uh-huh.
And so at that point, you know what I'm saying? That's the bad thing about this whole technology we got going on. Pretty soon, you're going to have AI or artificial intelligence that people are going to pay for to show their stuff. So when you want an answer, it might give you a very, what's the word I'm looking for? A very biased answer. Caveman says sulfidine. Oh, you're talking about to put on there? Let me show everyone what sulfidine is. There you go. 3-way ointment. Sulfidine ointment for dogs, 2 ounce. Yep, that's good stuff, man. It's for hotspot, itch relief, medical spray. I see it all the time. I go to Tractor Supply. I've never really used it more than once. I think I've only used it once in my entirety. Cal says, I use blankets, but man, you'll never be able to use it again because the smell. But they need to learn not to chew and eat it. But don't put toys to chew because unsupervised, they can choke and you not know. This is very true.
I use the conch toys, the black ones.
Right.
And you got to keep an eye on it about, every so often, depending on the dog. But they can chew on
They
that
hold
pretty
up.
good. Yeah, they hold up pretty good. And then
Yeah.
when it comes apart, it's just little pieces of rubber. It's not really going to hurt them. But I will say, I'm having with one of my puppies right now.
Right.
I'm having an issue with it's allergic reaction. Maybe I thought maybe that we had a couple of fleas on a cat, and I thought the
Uh-oh.
fleas, even though they can't live on the dog, I thought maybe they got on there because she was chewing around her tail, and I kept
Okay.
finding these little bitty spots, and I couldn't tell if they were where she was chewing or if something biting her. So I gave them, it wasn't bleeding or anything, but a little irritated in spots. And
Right.
so, I told you what I started off doing. I gave them the chlorhexidine bath, and I let them soak in that. Basked them in it for, I don't know, 10 minutes. I think I did at least.
Right.
And then took them out, dried them 100% with a hair dryer, and then turned around and bathed them in that shampoo that you recommended. That's also for horses that Tractor Supply has. What's it called? That's got
The ketoconazole.
it's got the ketoconazole in it, but I forget the name of. It's got the flaming horse on it.
E3. E3.
Yeah. Yeah, and then did that, and I know there's nothing living on the dog now. Period. Mites, fleas, nothing.
You can't. You made sure you killed it.
I did, but she's still chewing around that tail, and I thought maybe, well, it's been a month since I changed dog food. I thought maybe it was that, so I changed it again, probably about maybe 10 days ago, a week, 10 days ago. Same deal. She doesn't seem to be doing it as bad. So I'm not, maybe it was the particular brand of dog food there, but I'm wondering what I can put on it to get her to stop chewing. Is that something?
I would try first something. I always go from least invasive to super powerful, right? So coconut oil is the simplest thing you could put on there. It might be irritating because it's dry, and coconut oil will moisturize that area. Only bad thing about coconut oil is dogs will lick it up quickly. And even if they didn't, you're probably going to have to put it on there 3 or 4 times a day.
Yeah, I
That's
think
the only.
she would definitely lick it. What
Yeah.
would be a second resort?
The next step I would
kinda
go
want
with.
something that she'll leave alone, but I don't know what we could do
Then
there.
okay, so the next step, what I would do, so dogs hate toothpaste, right? Mint is something that dogs really don't like, especially when it's that strong. So maybe get yourself some Vaseline, right? Put it on there. That's your first coat. And then on the outer coat, dip your fingers in some toothpaste with water, don't over, and kind of put it on there and let her go lick. She's going to lick only once or twice, guys. They hate toothpaste. So
Good. That's what I'll do then.
Freddie Estrella is saying, what about those thick horse mats? What about them, Miss Freddie? Oh, you mean for sleeping? That's a good thought. But do they insulate from the cold? Do they insulate well? That's the question. Because
I'll tell you what else. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Because if say the floor is 30 degree and you put a mat on there, is the mat going to bring it up to say 45? If it does, that's great. I would definitely head that direction. If it doesn't, you're making it softer, but that's about it.
Yeah, I was gonna say, have you seen those? I know you have. You and I both keep a pretty good eye on Tractor Supply. They got those. I think they have like a little orange trim around them, but it's like it's a bedding. It's thin in the middle, and around the edge it's padded, and it's like a dark gray or black, and it's to go inside of kennels, like a crate kennel.
Okay.
But they have different sizes and stuff. It's it's quarter-inch on the bottom through the main bulk of it, and then it's got like a little pillow edge that's maybe 3 inches wide that goes around the outside edge of it. And they're waterproof. I know they're not absorbent.
Okay.
And they look pretty durable, man. And they're heavy enough where they'll lay flat. It's not going to be ruffled up and up under the dog where they want to start chewing it and stuff. You could probably put that down. I just noticed Tractor Supply started carrying those. Oh, it's maybe been about a month that they started having them, and I thought about putting that in all my crates. So maybe that would work good too.
I gotta take a look at those. So far, the best idea I've heard tonight you came up with, and it's them the little jacket deals. I kind of like that idea, but in reality, I don't want so much covering on the top as I do on the bottom. You know what I'm saying? Because that's where they're mostly exposed. Coach Karen says Koi. The coil pads are also available now. You can cut the size. You haven't poured the slabs yet, and you could put in heated flooring strips. That's a good one. That's definitely a good one. Cedar wood chips. Oh, no worries, Miss Tree. None below. Kyle says, I pull the blankets if they start chewing on them, of course, and then they learn real quickly, I can't do that or I'm going to lose it. It's all training and teaching them. You really need to get it young. Well, Kyle, I'm going to say this, buddy. You got your dogs inside and it's just 2 dogs.
Mm-hmm.
When you got your dogs outside, and let's just say it's more than 2, they get very, very creative, my friend.
Well, when they know for sure that nobody's looking, that's another thing.
Man, here's what's crazy. When I click on my camera to look inside, the camera has a lamp. When the lamp comes on, you're gonna laugh, man. They all just look forward and they kind of look at the camera and look back like they're in best behavior. Look, man, I crack up every time I look in there. They're hilarious. Sid says one thing I was thinking was to use was heat tape, like they do for heated driveways on flooring. Heat tape.
Never heard of that.
Me neither. This is why, man. I'm glad a lot of these people that live up north, yes, EBKC, we looked it up. Aspen is safe. It's actually safer than most of the other ones. Shade Tree, Money Mike. Shade Tree loves that nickname I gave you, man. Money Mike. Goshen Bully Yard, dog pajamas. Pues claro que sí. What's going on, brother? Nothing but love for you, man. Um, dog pajamas. Yeah, that's kind of like what he said, but it's not pajamas. It's more like overalls type of deal. Um, oh yeah, yeah. EBKC says, yeah, pajamas as well. I think we should all look into that idea. Maurice Humboldt is saying, I use the Carhartts for my dogs as well. They work great. That's what I'm going to try out, the Carhartts,
Mm-hmm.
just to see how well they do with it. Shade Tree talking about vitamin D. And Sarata, my dogs will sun themselves. I think they know they need vitamin D. Here's the thing, guys. I hate to break the news, but I read that dogs do not convert um, sun rays into vitamin D like humans do. So let's look that up together because it's been a while since I looked that up. But I am
Really?
I'm pretty sure. Do
So what?
dogs convert sunlight into vitamin D
But the
like?
sunlight does affect their serotonin levels and stuff, doesn't it?
Of course, the hormones will be affected. No, dogs cannot convert sunlight into vitamin D like humans. Instead, dogs get vitamin D from their diet.
Wow, that's
Um,
great.
and it makes sense because they are carnivores, guys. So,
Yeah, that does make sense.
uh-huh. So, yeah, guys, I hate to be the one to burst the bubble,
Well,
but
that's why
you
they
know,
have it in New Vet.
I'm a kid. Well, they don't have it in UVet. And one of
Oh,
the
they don't have
reasons,
vitamin D.
no, not vitamin D, they have zinc, and you
Oh,
need
you
zinc.
told me why they don't have vitamin D too. You
Yeah,
said there's a
vitamin
reason.
D and copper are things that are essential for dogs, but it can also become toxic very quick. It can
Easily.
become toxic for dogs very quick.
I
So
remember
that's
that.
one of
You
the
told me
reasons a
that.
lot of vitamin or companies that make vitamins either will leave that out or add very minimal amounts of it uh, to obviously protect your animal.
The copper as
Um,
well.
yeah, copper is another one that your dogs
So
can.
what? So what is the vitamin D? Okay, so they can't absorb sunlight and get vitamin D. They have to get it from their diet.
Yep.
What do you recommend as a top notch? First, second, and third maybe source of vitamin D for a dog.
Well, I mean, it's going to be milk products, so things like cottage cheese.
Hmm.
Um, that's just your number one go-to, in my opinion, for just about anything. Also, eggs. It's another no-brainer at that point. But again, you have to be careful not to overdo it. This is why I tell people if you're going to give your dog, say you have a large 100-pound dog, 2 tablespoons of cottage cheese is more than enough to keep them from going into the catabolic state and keep them in the anabolic state. And Sarata says they are on Nuvet, so I doubt they're deficient. Maybe they just know to sun themselves and lay in a sunny spot for a while. Yes. So let me do this and let's find out why dogs sun themselves because there could be an alternative motive.
Yeah,
Why do
I
dogs
know they
sun?
enjoy the heat, warmth
Yeah.
from it, but like I said, it does affect their serotonin levels and some of their hormones.
Okay,
So
so look at this. Look at this. This is what I'm talking about. Vitamin D. Sunlight helps dogs produce vitamin D. It just said it doesn't, which is
yeah,
important for their bones, teeth, and muscles, body temperature. Okay, so this is when I'll either go to Chat GPT or something else. Um, does sunlight help dogs make vitamin D? How about that? And now look what it says. Yes, sunlight helps dog produce vitamin D. Vitamin D is important for healthy bones, teeth. All right, guys. So it does. I'm
try
sorry.
try
I
this. Try this.
yeah.
Is it true that dogs can't absorb vitamin D from the sun?
Yes, dogs can't absorb vitamin D from the sun like humans can. Instead, dogs must get vitamin D from their diet.
Boy, Google
Uh,
better get his life together, man.
Dogs and cats have differences in vitamin D metabolism compared to other mammalian species. They're unable to perform vitamin D cutaneous synthesis, and that's when you get it from the sunlight hitting your skin. Therefore, they are dependent on dietary intake of this nutrient. So there you have it, guys. I'm gonna have to do deep dive research,
Yeah.
but I know for a fact that they can't get it cutaneously or on the skin,
Yeah.
like we do.
This is why we had to, I say we, I mean, you had to cross-reference all the genetic research that we did so many times
Because
because
AI will do exactly what you just saw right now.
yeah,
No,
yeah,
it doesn't. Yes, it does.
yeah,
And what I think is once these AI companies start taking away some of the weight of the searches, because rather than people going to Google and searching, you're just going to be able to talk and it's going to find your information for you. As those companies sell their services to, whoever wants to advertise, you're going to be getting a whole tailored and response so that you could go buy that product.
it's crazy. It's speaking of AI, I seen this on I didn't watch the episode on Joe Rogan,
Uh-huh.
but I'm gonna go try to watch it and see if it was really on there because I just seen a clip of it. I think it was on TikTok or something, and it said that Chat GPT, they were coming to do like an updated version, and
Right.
and Chat GPT actually lied about something and tried to defend itself from being shut down as a program. It copied itself.
I
So
heard.
you heard about that? It says
No,
copy.
all I saw was on the thumbnail. It said it had copied itself. That's it.
Yeah.
I didn't click on it and
Well,
watch it.
what
So
it said in the clip was that it copied itself so that if they tried to delete it, it would still have a version of itself. And it actually
well,
lied. It actually lied about it. I thought that
yeah,
was pretty neat.
yeah. Well,
I don't know if it's good or bad, but it's neat.
that's one thing that they were talking about, AI being a sentient being where it would actually download itself, like you just said, copy itself, and send itself, say, to a space satellite somewhere. You will never be able to destroy it. Once the genie's out the bottle, there's no way getting it back in.
Mhm.
And that's what you're seeing, bro. So yeah, man.
Go back one. What was that? That was our buddy there.
I got Kahek, the new, I guess that's his dog's name.
Kikik is how he says it. Kikek, yeah, that's it.
Okay, Kikek. Okay, and Nuvet Plus. So far, he'll be ordering New Join Plus next month. Thanks, guys. You got it, man. Now, when you do it, make sure you do auto ship, man, so you get that 13% off. It's going to cover your shipping. Otherwise, you're going to have to pay for that. My puppies are definitely keeping me warm. There you go. There you go. Zinc and vitamin C.
Yeah.
That's key to just about everything. You can't get them in a doghouse. I'm not sure what he's referring to. He's saying more like 4.
You and I were talking about the vitamin C being safe for dogs to consume through celery. And,
right.
So I looked into that a little further.
Okay.
And I found out that celery actually the type of vitamin C that celery has, and we may have talked about this a little bit. It's actually 100% bioavailable. So they don't have to break it down and convert it and metabolize it or any of that. It just whatever they eat, the vitamin C that's in that celery goes straight to the system of the dog. So I thought that was pretty cool. And it's also celery has its own type of sodium crystal that has the most complete form of electrolyte that exists on Earth. So it actually will hydrate them better than anything. So and that's the same for people too.
Guys, you have just seen Michael Higginson give a complete free sponsorship for celery.
That's
so
right.
If you're a celery company out there or anybody doing anything with celery, you need to reach out to Mike Because Mike, let me tell you, he'll even tell you himself, he never had a beard until he
Never.
started drinking celery juice.
Yeah.
And
Next
now
day I had a beard all of a sudden.
that's it.
That's right. Hey, we've been juicing celery for about a month now, and I tell
Yeah.
you what, man, it's made us feel great. We're big fans of it.
What are the
It's
main things that you would say you're feeling now that you're actually juicing celery that you weren't doing before or feeling before?
it I can feel what it's done in my stomach with my gut health. It's actually it regulates, it feeds the healthy bacteria in your stomach, and it knows which one's which, and it starves out the bad, like
No, no,
the
no.
ones.
Talk to me like I'm your doctor. What are you feeling? What are you
I,
feeling
I
what are you feeling better? Where at?
I feel like a zesty zing of energy after about a week doing it. I also could feel it working in my body. I could feel it like working on my organs. I could actually feel the presence of certain organs, like it was cleansing them there at first, and it also it definitely hydrated me really really well. It almost, like when I would urinate, it'd be like almost completely clear, just almost about an hour after drinking it. I mean, just it'll hydrate you so fast,
Does it
and
make you have to go to the restroom more? I
it'll
think
make you
it
have to
would
pee
because it's
more.
so
Yeah.
full of water, right?
Yeah, it'll make you have to pee a few times, but you can get caught up on it. But I tell you what, man, it's really an amazing herb. It's actually not a vegetable, it's an herb. One of these days we'll get my wife on here and get her to break the whole thing down to you, but I don't know, for everybody, but
So it's a herb. It's like oregano.
it's not a vegetable. Celery is an herb,
Okay.
and it actually a regenerating herb, but you can cut the butt of it off and stick it in water or dirt, and it'll grow celery over and over and over. But
That's
it's
awesome.
it's actually the most powerful thing that you can consume, according to everything that we found. I'd love to go into it one day.
Well, I'll tell you what, man, I'm getting ready. I actually bought I think they're called stalks. I could be wrong, but I bought several of them.
Hmm.
And the one
Like a bundle.
or bundle. Yeah, I bought organic. I bought them organic, so I'm gonna
Mm.
start trying them out here in a minute, man. Love you, Mike and Raul says Justin Dancing Hawk, man. Number love, appreciate you, man. Dupree Anders. I was wondering all this time we were talking, Mike. Did you not wonder where is Dupree?
I was
Where's
wondering where
Dupree?
he was at.
And I was wondering, like Dupree, he's always here. Why is he not a member? It's so easy to just go down to the description below and click on it. I'm just saying, man, nothing but love. Dupree, I ain't holding it against you, man. I'm just wagging my finger at you. He says, to prevent frostbite, I just put little doggy booties. I guess the boots, right? I get it. On my boy Ace, and they have grip at the bottom of them for the snow to prevent sliding on the paws. Listen, I tried that one year. The craziness, my dog all of a sudden forgot how to walk because he
Yeah.
had the booties on. It was freaking hilarious.
It's like a cat with
Um,
duct tape on their feet. Yeah.
yes, it
Yeah.
just all of a sudden didn't know what to do with itself.
It's cool for
Um,
one in-house dog. I've done it on mine. We got videos and stuff doing it. But if you had like 10 dogs, man, I don't know how you could coordinate that.
this like Adam Fields, he's saying, Mom breaks out a towel anytime the dog's feet get wet. Well, guess what, Adam? What happens when you got 16 dogs?
Right, that's the thing.
You're gonna have to whip out more than a towel. I'll
That's
tell you
right.
that right now. Justin Desicock says, "Snow and dogs. Think of huskies with the Iditarod. I don't know if I said it correctly. Iditarod. And mushers like up in Alaska. Check with those guys to find out how they handle those issues. Yeah,
He's talking about like being too cold on the
frostbite.
feet. Yeah.
Yeah." EBKC says, I would avoid cedar as well. Has known to cause mastitis and blood infection and newborn puppies. Look,
I guess he meant in newborn puppies.
yes, EBKC, you just dropped a gem for people to research on. Like I said, I don't have all the answers because I live down south. I don't have all these necessities that most of you deal with up there. I can tell you last week, my girl Azu, we finally put her down. She had mastitis cancer. And I will say there was a point in time that we did put cedar shavings in there. So when you said that, when you texted that, it kind of just, just made me wonder in the back of my head, what if, we never would have used that? Who knows, right?
I know you had her for 9 years, man. I know that's a long time.
Yeah, I did. I did have her for 9 years. I had never lost a dog, uh, because of cancer. Um, I will tell you guys this, and I mean, I hate cancer. As a nurse, I dealt with cancer patients all the time. There's no worse disease as you're seeing somebody withering away. But I will say, I do give thanks to God that I got an extra 2 months with her. It made the whole difference in the world to me, just to be able to just, I'm not going to say everything I did, but just the special extra time I had with her just made a world of difference. It really did.
Man. Yeah,
Yeah.
condolences to you, brother.
Yeah, I appreciate you, man. Caveman says wolves choose soil. Yeah, I guess they dig, right? They dig and they sleep in the soil. I want to think. Enemy of the State TV says, just got a standard bully recently. I've been binge watching QBN since I got her. Thank you. Enemy of the State, nothing but love, man. We do this every Monday at 7 p. We come on Fridays, sometimes 7, sometimes 8. In fact, today I was going to come on at 6, but Michael Higginson was too busy getting beat down by his daughter, throwing snowballs at his beard. And so we had to push it to 7, man. But
She
no
got
love
me
lost.
good. She got me good. I was thinking she was talking about, or they were talking about the wolves digging to prefer the dirt.
Yeah,
They made me think of something really neat. It's cool to see instincts come out in an animal, right?
right.
Well, my Great Pyrenees, it's so funny, man, what he did. So he's got his food bowl outside. Well, I fed all the dogs earlier, and my wife's like, well, let me feed Gus. She wanted to feed him because he's out there in the snow. So she went and
Right.
poured his food out in the bowl right there and called him, and he come, prancing up there, and he was all happy. Well, immediately he knocked his bowl over and looked around and covered the food up with snow with his nose. Covered it
Really?
on the back
Burying it.
porch. Yeah, on the back porch, like buried it in the snow on the back porch.
Yeah.
I guess just instinctively, because there's snow on the ground, that food would be scarce, and that if he found it and he wasn't hungry right then, the best thing would be to bury it.
I may be aging myself, but I got to throw this out there, man. When I was a kid growing up, right, cartoons would always show that a dog would dig a hole, throw a bone in there, and cover it.
Right.
Now, I don't know if it was simple luck or what, but as a child, I seen a couple dogs do the whole dig and drop and cover.
Yeah.
I would say in the last, I don't know, man, I want to say 40 years. I don't know if dogs have evolved or what, but I haven't seen dogs necessarily doing that. So now you're saying it, it's like, oh, okay. So I'm glad things haven't changed too far, man.
Yeah, it was pretty cool to see, man.
Yeah. I think the hay and the plastic swing door is the best, but I use the Lucky shampoo and MTG. Okay. All right, Trench. Thanks for sharing that, man. Beef femur knuckle. There you go. Is that for chondroitin and for joint health? Just asking, Caveman. That MTG works wonders. It can. It definitely can. That one girl that we had here, Spunky, I put it on her for like about a good 2 weeks, and it had cleared the bald patches that she had.
You did videos on that too, right?
Yeah, I did. Yeah. You can definitely check the channel, see the lives that we did. I just go to the one video where I'm talking about it, which is the food experiment video. At the end of that video, I show it, and then just look at the subsequent videos, and you're going to see the improvement.
Guys, for there's we get some people that are different on this than on Mondays, and if anybody doesn't know, you can always go on a desktop or laptop to the QBN app and go to the search bar and type in anything, and any related videos. There's over 500 videos available there, and if you word search, you can pull up just about any topic on a dog that would be relevant to us, and it'll show you all the videos there, and that's how to go about finding that information.
Absolutely. In fact, now that you're talking about it, let me go ahead and bring it up and just show everybody.
It
There you
doesn't
go.
work on the phone the same way. You have to do it on the
Yeah.
computer.
Yeah.
Or
What
the
he's
laptop.
talking about is this right here where it says
Uh-huh.
search. Just go ahead and click on search, guys. And then hold on. Is this it? Yeah, this is it. So this is the home page. Go on over to search and say, for example, I don't know. Give me something to search there, Mike.
Whelping puppies.
Whelping puppies. There you go. You click on that, and boom, there you go. Everything that I've had that's talking about whelping pups is going to come up. For example, check this
If you
older
have a
video
puppy
out.
that's trying to move or get out or whatever, this limits its mobility. Also keeps them in one place where you could concentrate the heat to. Also gives you the ability, you take off the cap, of placing the oxygen at the very tip of the bottle, so the oxygen comes through. Also, you cannot place too much oxygen because it could become toxic and kill a pup. So, I could tell you, I'm about to show you guys the video how we set it up. We had him set at half a gallon per minute. What I'm talking about here. Right there, you can see the oxygen machine. There he is in the bottle. There's a thermometer next to him, so I know the temperature. And, we got a little piece of paper towel underneath.
There you go.
Try another one just to show them how it works. So let's type in dog for allergies. How would you word it?
Just allergies.
Yeah, allergies.
There you go. So best dog food to feed your dog with chicken allergies. Dog chicken allergies. How we sidestep it step by step. Health and nutrition, option to chicken allergies. And then you have other, how to bathe the dog and so on and so forth, breaking down genetics and whatnot. So how cool is that, man?
Yeah,
You could pretty much.
I use it a lot, man, and I whenever I get a chance, I try to remind everybody, how to go about doing that, because I don't know that everybody knows. So
I appreciate you bringing it up, man. Sometimes I forget, tonight I'm out here in the back because, Hollywood, he got a side job, right? In the strip joint. He ain't doing nothing. He ain't doing nothing crazy. He's a bouncer over there.
Right.
He's a bouncer over there.
Yeah,
but,
bartender.
Yeah. But let's see. Shade, says, King Cogs. My dog's King Kong is all I have left. Her Kong outlived her. The black King Kong. Yeah. The black one, for some reason, they make it from a different material, and therefore it's able to hold off a little. Yeah. Everybody's agreeing.
They're pretty tough, man. That's a
Yeah.
fact. They're the only toys that we can keep here for any amount of time.
She says, sure, it's not an internal parasite, Mike. That will cause tail chewing too, deworming. Good point.
Good point. That's a good point.
Good point. EBKC says beeswax as a moisturizer. That's something else you can put on there. Don't you get that beeswax? What is it? Lipstick?
I don't use lipstick or beeswax, but I have bees, so I could get beeswax from them.
The real deal.
The real deal, directly from the hive if I needed it.
Goshen says new stock cream is good, and it is good to grow hair, and it will actually also moisturize. So that may also help. Apple cider mother, says Shade Tree. That's not a bad word, guys. That's just, the apple cider and then the mother inside, the actual apple inside. Full grade liquid coconut oil. You got it. Adam Field says it will keep the floor temp higher, but doesn't produce heat. He's talking about the mats, the horse mats. I know this because Miss Fradia is his mom. So, Yater Melendez says, I have an XL bully male. He is Merle. What color female would be best to match with him? It's up to you, my friend. It's whatever you want to do. The only thing we would all probably agree on is don't breed it to another Merle dog, even though Merle is not a color, even though people that are not as well versed will try to lead you to believe like it is, and or all white dog or a dog that has a lot of white or even Harlequin. You might want to stay away from that. Outside of that, any color. Caveman says you're breaking the contact with the ground, which we know draws heat out. Okay. Yes, food grade. Oh my God, the camera thing is hilarious. I'm not sure what you're talking about, my friend. This is Dancing Hawk. I wasn't doing anything, says Adam Fields. Coach Karen, yes, Raul, haha. Mine hear the camera even move. They're so on their best behavior suddenly. Oh, okay. So I'm so way behind.
Oh yeah, he's just talking about where
the camera. Yeah.
When they see you looking at them.
The minute and look, guys, let me bring up the brand I got. I think it's one of the best cameras I've ever come across. Enran camera. Here you go. Check this stuff out, man. It's pretty freaking cool. Let me bring it up, guys. Where you at? Where you at?
Boy over here's got his tongue hanging out a little bit, and he's like suckling like a baby.
Why is that?
He's sleeping.
Oh, okay.
But he's, I guess, he's 2 years old, but still does that sometimes.
Wanted to share with you guys these cameras. Check this out. Look at the price on this thing.
That's the one on the left that you got?
Yeah, bro, this is the one I got, just so you guys know, I got like 30 of these throughout the entire property. And then I got it in the kennel area and whatnot.
Oh, that's the same ones that you have everywhere. I've seen them.
Yeah.
I haven't seen them in the kennel, but I've seen them in the other places you have them.
It is phenomenal. They're solar powered. They got a lamp. They're easy to connect. You do need outside Wi-Fi connection. That's the only thing that you will be required to have. I can't speak of enough of how phenomenal these cameras are. When I tell you they're 2K and you see clearly like this here, it is true. It's not made up. Also, you're able to see it in black and white or color. By the way, I'm not being sponsored by them, so you guys can buy it from Amazon. It's got nothing to do with me. But I've
Does the weather mess with the signal at all to them? You had no problems with that?
Last night, I was looking at the dogs inside of the kennel area. I was looking parts of the property. It was pouring and it was cold, and this thing was holding up just fine. The only thing that happens on occasions, and obviously this could happen with any camera, that is a spider or a bug may want to create a nest like right on the lens, and you just got to go over there and brush it off.
Oh, right.
But it's actually pretty freaking good. And here's what's crazy. When I went to Cuba last year, while I was in Cuba, I was able to go online over there and actually see what was going on in my house, everything, the whole 9 yards. So it was pretty cool. Let me see if I catch up a little bit. Guys, don't get mad if I skip over a couple of your comments. If you feel I skipped over your comment and you want me to read it, please rewrite it. It's just I'm trying to catch up a little bit. Justin Dancing Hawk says, Raul, what about bee pollen to add to dogs' diet for enhancing their health? I know it makes a big difference for humans. I did do the auto ship for new vet. Okay, good stuff. Yeah. That bee pollen stuff. My wife actually bought it. There's a famous bee pollen thing that comes from New Zealand. I forgot the name of it, but it's real popular.
So I have bees, so I have a little bit to say about this.
Okay.
I would recommend getting honey from your local area over the pollen.
Okay.
Because the honey is going to be made from pollinated things in your region if it's local honey. And it would get the same effect. The dogs love the honey, and it's got other things that can help with their immune system and stuff like that too.
That's a good point. Also, you got to keep in mind that bees put their immune system into the honey. So he's absolutely right. The bee's going to have immune system to whatever is afflicting in your specific area. EBKC. Go
Did you
ahead.
know? I was gonna say, did you know honey is the only thing that you can sustain life off of by itself, and it has no shelf life.
Yes.
It's immortal as far as we know.
Yeah, I read on the Egyptians opening up tombs, and they had
That
honey up there.
3,500 years. Your signal's messing up, bro.
What's that?
Your signal was messing up for a second, but yeah, like 3,500-year-old honey they found in vats and with the Egyptians. Yeah.
Yeah. EBKC says also celery acts as an anti-inflammatory. This is so true. Remember, guys, we spoke about this about bone density a couple of weeks ago. I'm still working on muscle, guys. You're gonna have to bear with me. I got 100 things going on, so it's not as easy for me to drop what I'm doing and just, but these are the areas on your dog's genetic map that have to do with bone density. However, all the off and on switches, if you were to read here, and I'll make it a little bigger, if you were to read these things, there are a couple of things that are constant, and that is inflammation. When
Mhm.
increased inflammation switches the genes off as far as making the bone dense.
Mhm.
Okay. So if you're able to keep that inflammation down, how? Well, things like celery, they act as a natural anti-inflammatory, along with, something like salmon wouldn't be the worst thing. And as long as you keep these anti-inflammatory signals down, then the switches to make the bone more dense will always remain up. Um,
Celery is actually all the antis that you could have. Antimicrobial, anti-parasitic, antifungal, antibacterial. Celery is all that.
yeah, yeah. Voltron says, you ever thought to do an interview for Battlebred Canine with Eric Lawton or documentary TV with Zeke? It would put your dogs on the map amongst serious dogmen. Well, Voltron, I will tell you this. I know who they are, and I respect both of them. I haven't necessarily reached out. I wouldn't put it. I wouldn't say that I wouldn't do it. It's just we do plan these lives that I do and whatnot. As far as bring them on so I can be considered as a serious dog man or to put my dogs on the map. I respect these two people, and hopefully one day we can sit down and speak with each other. But I don't do things to be put on the map. I don't look for other people to carry me on their shoulders or for me to ride their coat. I pretty much stand on my own 2 feet. I've been doing this for about 5 years. I got my own knowledge and my own journey. I definitely respect theirs. And hopefully one day we can come across as, maybe colleagues, and no one has to ride anybody's coattail or anything like that. Either way, I do appreciate your comment, man.
Yeah, and you've been doing social media for 5 years. You've been doing dogs for 10.
Right.
Just to
Right.
clear
No,
that up too.
I get where he's coming from. He may be a big fan of theirs, and he may see value in what we're throwing out here too, and he may want us to catapult ourselves in the eyes of the social media world and all that. And I get that. But here's the deal. I'm 51, and at this stage of the game, I'm kind of set in my ways and how I do things. And like I said, we stand on our own 2 feet, just like they do. I got nothing but respect for them as well. Maybe one day we can collaborate and do something.
Yeah, man.
Right?
One day we'll sit down and break bread and talk dogs. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely, man. Kyle says it's scary, bro. I hate AI. It's going to be the fall of humanity. Man, it can eventually teach itself a language no one knows and write programs that will eventually think humans are inferior to them. We pretty much are right now. AI, the best AI is reaching 2,400 IQ. The highest IQ human being on earth is 200 right now. So think about it. You give that whatever you want to call it, let's call it AI. You give that AI access to weapons, access to what you don't even have to give it access to weapons. If it really wanted to do a number on us, it could download itself to certain satellites and whatnot. Next thing you know, it's launching missiles from Russia.
I got a different.
And then Vladimir Putin comes out saying, "I didn't press the button," and we're like, "Oh, you're a liar!" No, he really did. It was the AI.
Take. I got a different take. I got a different take on it. You know, it's kind of like, let's say, like as of now, we're the most dominant species on this planet. Well, we don't just wipe out things for the sake of wiping them out because we can, and we definitely.
Yes, we do.
Well, not really. If we,
yes, we do. We go so far. I mean, we've as humans, right? We've extend. Is that a word?
Extinct.
Made extinct, right? Certain species because we decided to go hunting the living hell out of them, right?
Well, but that's just our recklessness. We didn't do it with the intention of making them extinct. What I'm saying is like, I think AI, like just like we would a pet or something like that. If if my dog's got a problem with eating something that's toxic in the house, well, I'll remove it. I'll fix that problem because I can, because I'm smarter than the dog. The same way AI might pity us like that and say, well, just like the dog, like, well, we'll just take the missiles away from them. We'll take they might correct the problem and not be worried about wiping us out or overpowering us, but just kind of put the bumpers up on us. Maybe who knows?
It has been said that it may look at us kind of like how we look at ants.
Right.
You know how ants do not threaten our position in the hierarchy?
Mm-hmm.
They may just look at us the same way and be like, meh, whatever.
That's all right, as long as they don't mess with my anthill, you know what I mean?
Right. Right. Yeah, Coach Karen says yes, because celery is perfect cellular makeup, which is because it mimics hyaluronic acid, which is our body's natural water supply. Coach Karen dropping that knowledge tonight.
Dropping that knowledge, man.
Shatry says, Money Mike knows. By the way, all I'm going to say is he's Money Mike, but I named him that. So, yeah, Mike, right. I definitely want the patent on it. Every time they shout it out is a dime. You're going to have to send him my Cash App account.
It must be destined, man, because I tell you, I'm 44 years old, and this is the second time I've been dubbed Money Mike. It was 25 years ago in another state and another time, but I guess it's got a ring to it. So
that's it, man. Oh, by the way, if you haven't been seeing Money Mike's wife going to Sam's, doing shorts of her going to Sam's, you definitely need to check it out, man, because I think it's freaking hilarious, man.
It is, man.
I'm a big fan. I can't wait for that live show. Oh, she's talking about if we, definitely, man. I don't have an issue reaching out and trying to do a collaboration, and it may not be the worst thing as far as putting it together and I brought
about the celery with my wife, or are we talking about
no, we're talking about the people that
the two breeders,
dog documentary TV and K9. I'm sorry, man. I just got I know it's Eric Lawton. There you go, Battlebred K9. It'd be great. And you know what? Let me better yet, I know Kyle is watching. Kyle, do me a favor. Can you write that down, man?
Make a note of that. Yeah.
And yeah, let's go ahead and reach out, man. Battlebred K9, Eric Lawton, and/or documentary TV with Zeke, and let's get him up in here, and let's have a sit down, powwow, man, and have a little fun, man. I'm sure there's plenty for us to talk about, man. Let's see. Oh, Shea Tree saying, I'm so sorry for your loss. Rest in peace, lady. Love Azu. I love you, fam. Thank you so much. Miss Shea Tree also. Oh, Shea Tree, you shouldn't have. Thank you so much. She went ahead and gifted
Pues claro que sí, cabrón.
membership. So if you guys, I don't know how the system does it. I know Kyle knows better, but I think it randomly chooses somebody that's on the live tonight and just gives them the membership. Let me see. I'm trying to jump, man, because I'm so far behind, man. It's not even funny. Just got DJ Crisis says, just got a 9-week-old bully pup. Any advice? Potty training now, it's hard because it's cold. Yeah, DJ Crisis, I would say watch QBN, bro. If you got questions as they pop up, I would strongly suggest that you do what Mike had said earlier. If you go to QB and Kennel, you go to our homepage. And here, let me just take you there so you can see what I'm talking about. If you go there, you see there's a search field right here. So say, for example, you just
new bully puppy.
Yeah, puppy or just puppy.
Yeah.
And look,
yeah.
well, maybe I should have put new puppy, but look, introducing a puppy to older dogs, and then it shows you how we did it. For those of you that wanted to see the metal doors that we had, you could kind of see them there. They're white. And then, it talks about origin, best dog food. But when you have something like this come up, it's because I spoke about puppies there. And if you want to see an amazing looking puppy, look at this. And that's my girl Sunshine. When she first got here, every time I would whip out the camera, she would just run and chase it, man.
Play with that word search to DJ Crisis. Play with that word search a little bit.
Yeah.
And just, puppy this, puppy that. There's a ton of different puppy videos, man.
How about this? Puppy food. And I think, yeah, there you go. There you go. You're going to get a lot of information as far as foods that I've, investigated or whatnot.
9 week old. I'll tell you what, I got some good advice for you, man. Honestly, truly, I would get the dog started on New Vet Plus and New Joint Plus as soon as I could, because the sooner you can get, especially if you're feeding kibble, the sooner you can balance out that dog's nutrition and get the joints and the soft tissues the right supplements that they need, the better. It's never too early to start them. They can as soon as they can chew it up, they can have it. And that
we spoken. Sorry to interrupt you. We spoken about those off and on switches, and zinc, like I said earlier, for bone density. That is something that the body needs to see. It's got regular stores of, and in order to keep those switches on, so that the genes can actually make the bones more dense. So definitely, man, I have rarely come across somebody that's told me that New Vet didn't work for them, or that was even detrimental. I think 2 people have told me in the last 3 years that because the wafers made from chicken, or chicken liver, better yet, that their dogs were allergic. Here's what's crazy. There's many people out there who have dogs that are allergic to chicken. What they don't realize is the dog is actually allergic to the stuff they're shooting into the chicken: growth hormones, antibiotics, whatever, steroids. And then what happens is that ends up underneath the layer, underneath the layer of skin in the fat layer. And when the dog eats it, think about it, wolves have been eating chickens forever and ever. They're not allergic to chicken, but they are allergic to steroid-filled chicken, to chicken that's filled, with growth hormones or whatnot.
Which would be in the liver or in the fat under the skin or the skin itself. Yeah, exactly.
But the great majority of people that have been using New Vet don't have that issue, and that's because everything is I want to say extracted. And put through and not even a cooked process, because it isn't cooked. It's actually pressed, and it's pressed on purpose so that everything is bioavailable. In fact, New Vet is human food grade. Don't take my word for it. Go ahead and look it up. It's human food grade, which is the highest level that a dog supplement could be made at. If you look at, say, for example, feed grade. Let me give you an example what the difference is. Do you know what the difference of feed grade is versus human food grade, Mike?
It has something to do with it being denatured, doesn't it?
Okay. Well, I'm gonna give you a little something. So, what would happen, Mike, if you were driving? All right, you're over here driving, and you look to the side, and you're driving in them cornfields out there in Arkansas somewhere, and all of a sudden it becomes cow pastures. And there's a sick cow. just knowing what you know, being a 40-year-old man, do you think they could kill that cow and sell it to you at the grocery store?
Not supposed to, probably.
No, they're not supposed to. I
Right.
get what you meant, but no, they're not
Right.
supposed to, because it's human food grade. So animals that are sick, they cannot, by law, be sold at the grocery store, right?
That's right. That's right.
But they can be sold as feed grade. So
Right.
they could be
So they can
processed,
take sick cows and use them for feed grade supplements.
sell it to dogs, sell it to whatever,
Yeah.
right?
Oh, that's
But
good information.
New Vet is human food grade. So the same standards that the foods that we eat are used to make New Vet. In addition, I'm going to give you something else that's going to blow your mind. New Vet has a 60-day money-back guarantee. But in addition to that, they have never been recalled in 20 some odd years. I want to say 25 years minimum. They have never been recalled. That's because, and that's huge. If you look at, dog supplements that have been recalled, look them up. You're going to be shocked.
You'd be
In
shocked. Kibbles.
In fact,
Kibbles
while we're on it, let's go ahead and look it up, right?
Yeah, and while you're looking that up, man, I know we've talked about it several times tonight, but just keep reminding people. Sometimes you say it more than once and it goes through. If you're interested in New Vet and the workings and the ingredients and just what all these scientists put together, it's really awesome. And Raul's got a great video on it. If you go to the QBN app and go to search it and look up the New Vet videos, it's a deep dive for sure, and it is great. It's a good video. I really enjoy it.
Thank you, bro. I appreciate you bringing it up, man.
That's
Let
been
me go ahead.
A couple years ago since we did that, huh?
It's been a while, man. If you guys want to know, right, Animal Health Foundation, if you want to know recalls on dog food or whatever, let me just give you an example. You could come up here. Are you seeing my screen, by the way?
Yes, I am.
Okay.
Cursor too, yeah.
Okay, so I typed in Victor. You hit search.
This is scary stuff, y'all. You be prepared if you're gonna start looking stuff up. It's gonna break your heart somewhere.
Yeah, but for some reason it didn't come up, man. What's going on? Hold up. Okay, due to salmonella. Yeah, but I wanna be able to look up. I might have to use a different one. Recalls and withdrawals. Here you go. Recalls. Here you go. American Veterinary Medical Association.
I think I've used this one before.
Okay, so yeah, here you go. Recalls and alerts. So if you were to type in just an example, Victor, search, there you go. Boom. So there it goes. It gives you the date here, 10/31/24, and it kind of expands as to why it was recalled. And then if you notice Mid-American Pet Food, and you're like, okay, that's not Victor. Well, it actually is Mid-American Pet Food, right? Mm-hmm. So even though it's not Victor, the maker behind it is going to be popping up and is going to be giving you information as to when it was recalled and why. The beauty of this is when you go here and you type New Vet and you go search, we are sorry, there are no results for that query. All right. So New Vet has never been recalled. That's why I'm able to tell you that. I already knew the answer to that question.
I challenge somebody to go on there and find something else, anything else that hasn't had a recall. It'd be pretty hard to find. Not going to say there isn't anything, but I would be surprised if you could find one that's not.
I'm curious. I'm just curious. Let me just see this. I'm just curious, guys. Okay, so Bully Max hasn't been recalled either.
Bully Max is a pretty high grade, though. That's actually a pretty high grade. I don't agree with all their ingredients, but I mean they do have a high grade product for sure.
Yeah, but also how long have they been in the market? Because 25 years versus just an example, 8-7 years. It also
That's true.
Makes a difference. Adam says that black bag kibble. Laugh out loud. Let's see. Anyone use or experience the Foundation Raw? I've never used that. Que voila, Big Beach Bullies. Que voila. Coach Karen says, no, they can't. You can self-butcher process, but you cannot even sell it to your neighbor. Okay. CC Alpha says, I love New Vet. We use it on our pups and send them home with the buyers. Good stuff, man. Keep your dogs off the ice to avoid injuries. Keep in mind temperature is absorbed through the paws. This is true. Thank you, best damn bully fam. Raul, Kyle, Money Mike. This gal is after a long week. No worries, Coach Karen. Number love. I'm still on Sports Mix, Primo. No. I'm going to tell you right now. If you're on Sports Mix, I'm going to tell you right now. I'm going to give you a cheaper brand that's or as equivalent, and it's a better product. And that's Members Mark. Yeah, Members Mark. And in fact, tonight, man, I'm on a roll. I'm researching everything, so I might as well go ahead and bring it up. By the way, Sam's Club doesn't pay me for this. Sam's Club's Members Mark.
I just switched to the salmon and potatoes. Now, I don't know if it was a recall or what they had, but I remember here it was probably about 2 or 3 years ago. I can't see your screen, Raul.
Yeah, I'm go ahead and speak. I'm looking it up right now.
Fine. I was just letting you know. They I don't know if it was a recall or what. I don't know. I think they had a problem with the manufacturer. Might have been a supply issue. I don't know. But Sam's quit carrying their own brand of dog food for like 2 years.
Yeah.
And in the last 6-8 months, they started carrying it again. And I really, really like it.
Well, let me tell you guys, I'm going to show you the one I get, but they got different ones. This is the one I get right here, $39.98.
That's the exact one I'm using right now. Yeah.
It's the salmon and sweet potato recipe. Their coats are looking phenomenal. Dog's poop is nice and tight. Nice. Kind of like Victor, but a little bit more moist, but you don't make a mess when you're picking it up or anything like that. They do have different recipes. They have this one, beef and brown rice.
I haven't tried that one yet.
Yeah, me neither. They have lamb.
There's to the right. They have the chicken one too.
Yeah, lamb and brown rice.
The lamb is what I switched off of when I went to the salmon and sweet potato.
Yeah,
that chicken vegetable recipe right there is actually the cheapest one that they have, and it appears to have good ingredients.
And it's grain free, man, which is crazy. So if you guys want to try it out, man, Members
is that another one? Is that go up? Is that other chicken? Is that non-grain free? Up a little more right there.
This one right here, chicken and brown rice.
Yeah, that one's got the grain.
Yeah, the rice.
Yeah, they have one that's grain free, which I don't know what any dog. I guess very few dogs might have a grain allergy or something, but.
So this one is a 35-pound bag for $38. The one I get is a 30-pound bag for $39. But trust me, man, when I tell you that when I put them on this, it was just amazing.
My dogs love it.
It was night and day. In fact, I actually have a couple of dogs right now that are actually on this right now. And they're doing phenomenal. And so I don't want to take them off. I could also tell you the big change in my girl Sunshine from night and day was when we made the switch. So just a heads up to you guys.
We've been feeding it to our dogs here for the last month. They really love it. Poop looks good. Everything's been good. We actually, just to give them a little treat because we're home because of the snow, we actually just made them some real chicken and rice and put some turmeric in it.
Right.
For them today. And they love that too. That's a good little treat.
They're going to hit that, of course, man.
Yeah.
But listen, man, we've had a nice little live here today, man, for Friday. We really can't complain. Appreciate you guys joining us, man. Is there anything you want to leave them with, Mike?
Hey, man, y'all be safe out there. I know a lot of states have bad weather. That means if the weather's bad, the roads are bad. Y'all be careful, man. A trip to the gas station for a Gatorade or going to work because your boss is pissed off is not worth it. Just be safe.
That's it, man. Go ahead and sign off while you're at it, bro.
Hey, it's Michael Higginson, man, with Creek Bank Kennel down here in Arkansas, man. We'll be catching you on the next one.
Guys, you already know, man, we do this every Monday at 7 p. We're doing it on Fridays at 7 p. Might be 6 every now and then. I'm just saying, I like to test things out. But either way, make sure not to leave your dogs out in the cold. Anything below 55 degrees for over an hour means, if they have a short coat, guys, it means that you have to give them an environment where they can actually go and warm themselves up, all right? I don't want to hear that a dog passed away or anything like that for the lack of not bringing them in or at least putting a lamp out for them to stay warm. Either way, guys, listen, this has been Raul from the Q. I'll be catching you on the next one.
Here we go, kill the whistle. Oh yeah. We are going for a whole hour. Straight dog talk and the song. Jump on in and speculate. Show up on time, don't be weak and late. We are community, so don't hate. And learn to cooperate. Yeah, hit that like button and do your thing. 5 membership will get you in. So let's talk dogs and don't waste no time. Monday 7 p. CST. Don't come doing the HATE. Otherwise Hollywood will give you the BYE.